Wild weather has caused chaos in the upper North Island, cutting power to several thousand homes, uprooting trees and forcing the evacuation of Freedom campers. Flooding has closed State Highway 25 on the Coromandel Peninsula, cutting off access to Pauanui and Tairua from the south, and a twister has ripped through a King Country animal sanctuary. As MetService advises people to prepare for more bad weather, new details have emerged about a rescue mission for a sunken yacht in which one man died in treacherous seas off the Northland coast. Amy Williams reports.
Tauranga is mourning an experienced sailor and community stalwart who lost his life when a yacht sank in strong winds and 10-metre waves off Cape Brett yesterday. Stuart Pedersen was part of the crew of 4 experienced sailors on their way back from the Pacific Islands. The 3 others, including his wife, were taken to Whangarei Hospital. The Commodore of the Tauranga Yacht and Powerboat Club, Andy Knowles, says Mr Pedersen was a successful yachty who had sailed around the world and was a chief fundraiser for the local club.
Everyone's devastated. One of our leading members and extremely hardworking and generous in the Bay of Plenty Sailing Academy Trust.
Mr Knowles says Mr Pedersen stood as an ACT Party candidate and was an active member of the local Rotary Club. He says it appears the yacht sank too quickly for the crew to activate an onboard locator beacon and their life raft blew away. Mr Knowles says a personal locator beacon tied onto one of the crew's life jackets was their only lifeline.
From what I've heard, it sounds as if we were very lucky we didn't have 4 dead people.
The Auckland Rescue Helicopter Trust's crew chief, Mark Cannell, says he doesn't know why the yacht sank, but being able to hone in on a personal locator beacon helped ensure they were rescued quickly. Mr Cannell says the Air Force helped to locate the crew and dropped a life raft to them.
They had the foresight of mind. If they weren't able to get the EPIRB from the yacht, to be able to remember to take a PLB is very good. And it may have been quite definitive in ensuring that the recovery happened as fast as it did.
Strong winds caused some ferry services in Auckland to be cancelled and replaced with bus services. And a twister ripped through a King Country animal sanctuary this morning, bringing down fences and tossing chicken coops hundreds of metres away. Steve Brown runs the Takiwatanga Sanctuary Trust, an animal therapy centre for people with autism that also takes in rescue animals.
The horses are pretty bad. They've tried to go through some fences, so we've got torn covers and rounding them up's a bit of a mission. So we've managed to do that. The chickens, I'm trying to get into barns and things. We've managed to shut up our pet pigs, and the alpacas have taken to the hills.
Freedom camper Paul Winkle didn't get any sleep when the storm hit Coromandel last night. The retiree was among 40 campers forced to flee a popular spot in Thames due to rising floodwaters in the Kauairanga River, where about 160 millimetres of rain fell overnight in parts of the catchment above the river.
The weather really came in, and the camper was rocking and rolling. It didn't get any sleep. And then at about, exactly 4:45 this morning, there was a bash on the door with flashing lights, and one of the local council guys knocked up the door and said, "Look, I'm sorry to wake you up, but the river's in danger of bursting its bank."
When Waikato Regional Council staff moved the campers from the low-lying car park near the Thames airfield, water was up to their ankles. Paul Winkle says he had been staying in Hahei when he heard the weather forecast and headed inland to the Freedom campground.
I didn't expect it to be that severe. 50 knots of wind, that's some serious wind. But there was ample warning. It was enough for me to abandon staying in Hahei.
Mr Winkle's glad to be home south of Auckland, as NZTA have confirmed this afternoon that State Highway 25 is closed at Hikowai Settlement Road just south of Pauanui and Tairua due to the heavy rainfall and the incoming tide. Tonight, people are again being asked to batten down the hatches as severe weather warnings remain in place for large parts of the North Island. People are advised to check MetService for weather updates and NZTA for any road closures. For Checkpoint, Amy Williams.